What up, Laker Nation? It's your boy DTLF back with another video, man. And today we got Warriors versus Lakers, California Classic Game 2. This one will be airing in about 30 plus minutes on NBA TV. And if you guys don't have NBA TV, follow me on Twitter. I will hook you up with a link. Um, but let's talk Lakers, baby. So they played great the other night versus the Miami Heat. Matter of fact, last night they played amazing. I mean, they got out after it. They were playing good, solid defense, blocking shots, running that floor, doing all the little things. All right. So shout out to Phil Handy, had them playing the right way. Can they do it again today? And can they win the California Classic? Not that that's irrelevant, but I would love to see certain things today from certain players. So obviously, Max Christie didn't have the best offensive game. He ends up with 9 rebounds, a couple of assists, and some good defense. But listen, let's see what type of adjustment Phil Handy helps him to make tonight. I'm, looking forward to it. They were going off. They were going off the Warriors the other night. So this should be a good matchup right here, a little more evenly matched. But let's see how the Lakers come out and what they do. He said, "Damn, bro, I was just listening live to those other channels, and they're going crazy about KD possibly going back to the Warriors." Yeah, I actually thought that was a possibility a couple of days ago because they do have enough assets to give up without, without gutting their whole team, and then they could still stay on top of, Mount Rushmore. But listen, this is what I talk about today. All right, first let me get into the summer league thing. So Max Christie, let's see if he settles down today. 6'6" guard. He struggled with his jump shot. He's only 19 though. So the Michigan State product, let's see if he comes back, bounces back with a nice game. Cole Swider keeps showing me that jump shot, but he also talked about how he wants to improve his defense and rebounding and doing other things, man. What's up, Miguel? Appreciate you, bro. So I want to see more consistency from Cole Swider. Let's see if he can continue to knock down shots. Scottie Pippen Jr., he was probably the most efficient player on the team, and, he was doing his thug thizzle, man. He was out here just, being a floor general, doing the little things to help this team run on all cylinders. And let's see if he can do that again today, right? We are going to talk about Kyrie Irving and also about Isaiah Roby, who, by the way, just got cut from his team. Isaiah Roby, if you guys don't know who he is, he's a 6'8" power forward / small forward from the Oklahoma City Thunder, man. This kid shot 44% from beyond the arc. He only averaged 21 minutes per game, and he averaged 10 points. So very efficient. I wouldn't mind picking him up. He's a good look for sure. So what do you guys think about Isaiah Roby, man? Log in your thoughts. I want to see what you guys think of Isaiah. Would you guys like him? Or should we still go for Thomas Bryant? My priority is still Thomas Bryant because we need some size in the paint. But I look forward to that. He said, "What's good, Dan? I'm so excited to watch these young Lakers." Yes. And for those of you just tuning in today, the game's going to be airing on NBA TV. So if you don't have that channel, follow me on Twitter. See the information right down on the ticker, and I will give you that link. The DTLF, you deserve at least 10 more championships in your lifetime. That would be awesome. And I'd settle for 5, though. I'd settle for 5. But yeah, listen, Laker Nation deserves the best. He said, Roby on the cheap. Yes. He impressed me. Listen, Isaiah Roby impressed me last year when he faced the Lakers. He was I was thinking Darius Baisley was going to kill us and all these other guys, but it was Roby who impressed me. So I was a little shocked to see he got cut, but hey, they got different plans. And sometimes, like we would like to say, one team's trash is another team's treasure. So let's see who claims him off the waivers, or if he becomes an unrestricted free agent. And then, yes, he shot 44% from beyond the arc last year. Moses Brown, too, is another one I like. Obviously, he's a 7-footer, UCLA product for sure. He said, "I need Kyrie Irving to be announced today." So about Kyrie Irving, I do want to talk about the Kyrie Irving rumors because they're interesting, guys. And I think people are saying, "Rob, just give up whatever, just make it happen." And I understand the sentiment. You guys know I've been wanting Kyrie for over a year now. So I understand the sentiment on, get it done any way, shape, form possible. However, this Laker tax is insanely real. Check this out. So according to multiple reports yesterday, the Lakers were, in active talks with the Nets. After I got off the live stream, the rumors went crazy, right? They went crazy, but I had to go run some errands and I couldn't come back on the live stream. So I was going to save it for today. So Kyrie Irving does not have a trade market. I do believe it's smoke and mirrors that they're mentioning other teams when Kyrie clearly said he wants to be a Laker. Now, why would you want to trade for a disgruntled star that has proven that he can not show up if he doesn't want to be there. So it doesn't make sense for any other team but the Lakers to trade for him. And on top of that, without his trade value, with his trade value plummeting, the Lakers have the upper hand. However, Brooklyn is trying to play hardball because they're butthurt and they're blaming Kyrie for their franchise falling apart. So they're trying to play hardball. Listen, this is what they want. The rumor is that they want to unload Joe Harris, who has 2 years left on his contract. I believe about 19 to 20 million, something like that. 2 years. So the Lakers want to have that cap flexibility for next summer, right? So they want to unload Joe Harris, who's coming off of ankle surgery and hasn't been the same. And they also want to take THT and 2 first-round picks. Now, as much as I want Kyrie Irving, I say let's wait a little bit and make sure we strike the right deal because this is what's at stake. Kyrie Irving is a rental for everybody, no matter what. Even if we speculate that he's going to be here, we know Kyrie Irving has been unpredictable. So if you give up 2 first-round picks and it doesn't work out for some crazy reason this year and you lose your rental, guess what? Rob Pelinka is going to get fired because this would be the second major trade he dropped the ball in, right? So Rob Pelinka has to make sure that he does this, in my opinion. Rob has to make sure that we get the player we want, whether that's Joe Harris or Seth Curry, who I think is more favorable. Plus, his contract comes off the books and he's healthy. That's the most important part, right? We don't want another Kendrick Nunn situation. So you try to get Seth Curry. You want the 2 first-round picks? Cool. However, the second first-round pick, I will put some sort of protection on it. Anything, 1 through 14, whatever, you name it. Or maybe it could be a pick swap, but it's crucial that we don't give up too many first-round picks for a player that may or may not walk after the season. Now, there's multiple reports, reports saying that LeBron wants him on the Lakers. Duh. I mean, this I don't think we start the conversations if LeBron didn't want him. Him and Anthony Davis' input matters. So that's not news. That's just people reporting. And then secondly, that it might happen as soon as today in the morning, they said. I don't want to put a time frame or a timeline because at the end of the day, I don't know how Brooklyn thinks. I know how our Lakers front office thinks. We're patient and we do things the right way. But I want to see how the Brooklyn Nets front office thinks. Are they going to allow their ego to get in the way and not strike a deal with us? Because one way or another, Kyrie's going to be a Laker, whether it's next season, this trade deadline, or even this summer. I believe it'll be this summer. But either way, I mean, why would they like to, why the hell do they want to miss out on a trade, get maybe a couple first-round picks and a young asset like THT just to let him walk? It's not a good idea. Plus, I don't think they want to bring his energy back into their team. They're basically hating on him. If you go and you look on Twitter, the owner of the Brooklyn Nets, they're liking all kinds of tweets, him and his son, that's hating on both KD and Kyrie. I don't know why they put their ego ahead of their best interest. Personally, you can't mix business with pleasure. But that's my take on the whole Kyrie situation. I do expect it to get done. However, I'm not sure if it's going to be Kyrie, the first pin to drop, or KD, the first pin to drop. And on that note, most of the free agents are holding back, trying to see if there's going to be open roster slots after these trades to see if they get maximum playing time. So it's one of those things that is complicated to predict. When it'll happen, it can happen any moment. But, the only people I'm believing are the ones that actually are credible right now, man. Even Scoop B, I said something about fake sources, and Scoop B blocked me. So if the shoe fits, wear it, right? There's a lot of people out there, spewing fake stuff. So just, grain of salt. I tell you guys this every summer. Take it with a grain of salt. But all right, back to Summer League. Laker Nation, who are you guys looking forward to seeing the most today? You guys want to see how the rookie Christie bounces back today, or are you looking to see more of a repeat performance by like a Jay Huff? Like what are you guys looking forward to the most? He said we should accept Kyrie and Harris. We can trade Harris in somebody he'll trade. It's not so. I don't think it's just so much of the Kyrie and Harris, but I also think the first round picks matter because believe it or not, people say, oh, screw them picks, this and that. At the end of the day, those picks can be used for a different trade, right? They could help you get out of a different deal. You just never know when you might use them. So it's bigger than just having the picks. It's the fact that you don't want to have 2 back-to-back failures. The Russell Westbrook trade was a failure, and we gave up a first-round pick and a bunch of assets. You don't want this one to be the same. So you have to kind of protect yourself, especially if you're Rob Pelinka, because let's just say doomsday scenario, he makes his trade, gives up all the picks, and Kyrie leaves next summer. We don't win a championship. Guess who's getting fired? right? So he has to look out for himself as well. At least that's my take. That's the way I see it, right? I don't have sources. I'm not out here saying that I know anything on the inside, but I will say this: just reading the tea leaves, this is what I can see now. Who's gonna blink first? Is it gonna be Brooklyn? Is it gonna be the Lakers? We'll see. He said, "I want Cole to light it up again." Yeah, that kid has a nice jump shot. I could definitely see him cracking the rotation this season for sure. That's right, Larry. So, Dan, what do you think about Seti Osman? Uh, is he a free agent? I don't know. He was a free agent. He's solid. He doesn't do anything exceptionally well, but he does a little bit of everything. Army Swiss knife type player. But nothing too nothing's gonna jump out the page with a player like that. But he's solid. Hey Dan, do y'all believe Rob Pelinka is being greedy by asking Seth Curry along with Kyrie Irving trade opposed to Joe Harris? No, he's not being greedy. If you're giving up 2 first-round picks, you got to get maximum value in return. First-round picks are hard to come by, and as you can see, they dictate the landing of superstars. Plus, we don't know if these first-round picks are going to be lottery picks in the future. So, if we're going to give up 2 first-round picks, which to me is a lot, we got to make sure at least we get a good role player to come with Kyrie Irving. And Seth Curry would fit in like a glove, right? Everybody's crying about shooting and all that. Well, that would be solved with a Seth Curry and a Kyrie Irving. You bring in 2 scorers from the perimeter. You bring in 2 playmakers. They can both play make. And Seth Curry is a very underrated defender as well. Yep. He said, how about Kemba as a backup point guard? As of right now, no, we have plenty of guards, but you don't know if we make a trade and certain guards get traded, then we might need that for depth purposes. But right now, we got Lonnie Walker coming off the bench. As of right now, we got Kendrick Nunn coming off the bench. So we got a couple of options there. He said, I want Roby. He is perfect. Yeah, Isaiah Roby would be nice. He would be nice. I'm not going to lie, but I'm still looking for that size, man. I'm still looking for that Thomas Bryant player that's going to fit in alongside Anthony Davis. Unless they're looking at a different trade to try to land like a Miles Turner or something like that. As much as I like Roby, I got to make sure I get my big man first. But you know what? I'm not opposed to him. I'm not opposed to him. And I like the fact that he got waived and we could bring him on for nothing. That was a shocker to me. Again, he was pretty nice piece for the Thunder. Shot 44% from beyond the arc last year. I think that's something that's extremely coveted. So don't be surprised if multiple teams pursue his contract. What time is the game? The game is at 4:30 Pacific time. So almost, guys, almost. He said, Dan, and also Seth Curry plays with high IQ. I like him. He's super underrated. Seth Curry is super underrated. There's a reason why they want him. If you're giving up, like I said, if you're giving up maximum draft picks, you have to get maximum value in return as well. That you can't just settle just because you're afraid to lose out on the deal. You can't just settle and say, "Oh, give us whatever you guys want." No. Got to be intelligent, guys. Got to be intelligent. How many roster spots are left? As of right now, as of this very moment, is 2. But like I said, after the trade, we don't know if we're going to give up an extra player or whatnot. But as of right now, there's still 2. Still 2. He said Roby is a 6'8" power forward center. That's perfect. If I got Roby, though, personally, I would bring him off the bench because I want to go bigger. I want to go with a bigger lineup in the starting lineup. I want some legit 7-footer alongside AD. I don't want a 6'8" guy, and then you force AD to play center again. So I like Roby, but he'll only work in situational lineups, in my opinion. When you're going big, he's not going to work unless, you sub LeBron out and you put him at the small forward. Then he's solid. But I don't want him playing power forward. To me, that's Anthony Davis' position, and I definitely don't want him playing center because now you're undersized again. He said, Dan, thoughts on the Miles Bridges situation? Prayers up to Miles Bridges' wife and kids who got traumatized. That's all I got to say about that, man. I already basically gave my opinion. You reap what you sow, man. There's consequences to everything we do in life. And if you decide to do that, which no man should do, then, they rescinded the qualifying offer. So that tells you it's going to be hard for him to find a job ever again. Am I going to update you guys on the game? Absolutely, man. I will be here for the post-game recap to talk about what I saw, just like yesterday. So make sure you guys keep it locked. Now, as far as what I'm looking forward to, I want to see more of the same. Yesterday was a dream scenario for the Summer League team. They all played hard. It was hard to decipher, what player was head above shoulders over the other, but they were all really, really good. And I want to see more of the same. I want to see Phil Handy continue to do his thing. And I want it to carry over to the Vegas Summer League because that's where the real competition's at. That's where the lottery picks and all that is at. And you really get to measure the talent you have on the Summer League roster versus the lottery picks, the cream of the crop. Dan, I agree. The Lakers can't be too desperate and give up THT 2 first-round picks for Joe Harris. Bad contract, also injury prone. That's what I'm saying, Max. Now, you guys know I'm the one of the biggest Kyrie Irving fans, but I'm still trying to be objective about the whole situation. And you got to take a step back and say, why are we bending over backwards to accommodate them? Yes, it's true that Kyrie wants to be here, and it's true that the Lakers want him, but they're the ones that are in a pickle, right? Because they have to get rid of this contract. They're trying to get some value in return, and the market is dry for their players. So unless somebody else swoops in to try to prevent a LeBron-Kyrie reunion, I don't think that could happen. Dan, what's good? I am not liking Christie. He can't shoot. It's too early, Chapin. It's too early, bro. Listen, do you remember when we drafted D'Angelo Russell? He didn't have the best first game, but you saw what a good player he became in the league. When we drafted Brandon Ingram, he didn't really, jump out the building with the. He was showing glimpses his rookie season, but I remember people calling him bust and too skinny and all this stuff. You can't make your mind off of one game, right? Plus, there was good things that I saw from him. He has good basketball instincts. He can read the floor well. However, the problem with him right now is that he's just rushing everything. As a result, he was missing shots. But once he started settling down in the second half, he looked a little bit better. Not too worried about him. I'm actually excited to see how he bounces back tonight. I promise you, if he has a good game tonight, puts in 10 to 15 points, we'll be singing a different tune. Appreciate you, Cypress. Thank you, brother. The Lakers need to get Buddy and Miles instead of Kyrie. I don't think that's attainable. I don't think that is attainable, man. If it was, then that would probably be the better trade package. But I don't think that's very attainable. The only reason we're able to unload potentially Russell Westbrook is because of the Kyrie Irving situation. But we'll see. I think Russell Westbrook's contract will have a way higher value come the trade deadline. So don't be shocked if we trade him right now this summer. If whatever team acquires him reroutes him elsewhere during the trade deadline, watch. He said, we don't need to be greedy. If you think THT and picks are more valuable than Harris, then tell me who is more valuable than Kyrie and Westbrook. It's not about being greedy. It's about not getting ripped off. Again, you're giving up future assets, 2 of them, right? Usually one first-round pick gets you like a Christian Wood type. You're getting away 2 of those. So that's more than worth Kyrie Irving right there, all right? First-round picks, ever since the new CBA, have been worth a lot. Secondly, you don't want to get an injury-prone player that has a bad contract. So now you're telling me that they're desperate and you're going to relieve them of a bad contract, plus get Kyrie, who gives you no guarantee he stays, plus you're giving up 2 first-round picks that have the highest value in the league right now. That's a no-no. Something has to let up. Either that's fine, we give up 2 first-round picks, which is the ultimate sacrifice on my point, and then in my view, but you have to get a good. I mean, what's the use of Seth Curry for them if they're not going to compete anyways? They're rebuilding, so there really is no need. They're the ones getting greedy if you think about it, because we're taking Kyrie off their hands, which is a problem for them. We're giving them maximum return with 2 first-round picks. We're giving them a young asset in THT. And, all they have to do is throw in a nice little valuable role player or eliminate 1 pick. I'm sure the standoff is either, all right, we'll take Joe Harris, but you only get 1 first-round pick. You can't have your cake and eat it too. Or you get the 2 first-round picks. Maybe the second one is protected. I don't know. And we get Seth Curry, the better role player. So they're the ones getting greedy, man, if you really think about it. And what happened to Rob Pelinka? Everybody butchered him for giving up a first-round pick in that Russell Westbrook trade. Looking back on it, that was one of the worst trades in Laker history, probably. So, you're paying a player for a bloated contract that brought bad team chemistry. You gave up a first-round pick. You gave up Kyle Kuzma, who's a very good role player. You gave up Montrezl Harrell. You gave up KCP, who's another very good role player. And you got nothing in return. You don't want to repeat that. You want to hold on to something. The best trade we did was for Anthony Davis. We were able to hold on to one of our assets that they really coveted. We won that standoff. We were able to hold on to Kyle Kuzma, all right, who was a crucial part of that regular season championship run. So this is what I'm saying. We got to be patient. We're going to land Kyrie one way, whether they like it or not, right? If Kyrie does sit out the whole season, he's just going to be a distraction for them. So it's not that in their best interest to hold on to him. That's number 1, right? Number 2 is clearly, we have the most assets to offer since nobody else is going to risk that for a player that doesn't want to be on their team. So just be patient, guys. We might get some news today. We might get some news 4th of July. Shoot, maybe it'll take longer. I don't know. But all I'm saying is Kyrie will be a Laker, man, if as long as they cooperate in Brooklyn. If they're crazy enough to just say out of spite, you know what? We're not going to trade you. You're going to sit there on the bench and rot out of spite. That's bad business, man. That is bad business. You can definitely expect that the other majority owners are going to want to buy his stake out of the main owner if that happens. That is not good for business. In a perfect world, would you do Russ, THC2 first for Kyrie and Seth and Joe? That doesn't match. It doesn't match. It needs to be one or the other, Seth or Joe. Unless we threw in Kendrick Nunn, but that's a different topic, right? He said Nets aren't going to do Kyrie any favors. Well, then they're going to do themselves a disfavor. You know, if they think like that, it's not about doing favors. It's about getting rid of the problem while adding some assets and moving forward, right? That's what it's about. It's not about, oh, I'm going to get revenge on him and not trade him where he wants to go, or I'm just going to sit on that contract, swallow it up, and then let it expire next season. No, like that's unprofessional as hell. And guess what? That happened with the Pelicans. They didn't want to make the deal with the Lakers, and we had the best package to offer because AD didn't want to be a Celtic. And what happens? They ended up firing their GM and getting a new one. So that's all I'm saying. That GM better convince their owner real quick, or it's his job. At the end of the day, it's never the owners that take the bullet. Sometimes it is that bite the bullet, right? It's usually the GMs or the coaches or the players, but it's never the owners. I expect something to get done here sooner rather than later. But if it doesn't, and then that's bad for business for them. That's all I got to say about that. And let's go. Let's get Kyrie a Laker, but let's make sure we don't get ripped off in the process. He said, I'd rather have Seth Curry instead of Joe Harris. A lot of people would. Seth Curry is the better, more consistent, more efficient player. So, yeah, Joe Harris has more size, and he won the 3-point championship. That's all he has going for him. The next season prediction, if we have Bron and AD and Kyrie, well, I would have to see the rest of the roster, but hypothetically speaking, those three are a powerhouse. So we'll win 50-plus games, get into the playoffs, and compete for that title as long as everybody stays healthy. And obviously the coaching staff has to do their part. But that's how I feel about it. Seth Curry's not going to get much in a separate trade. The Nets are being greedy. That's what I'm saying. They say we're being greedy, but come on, man. Come on, we know the truth, man. We know the truth. The Lakers are never greedy. We just always getting taxed extra. I promise you that if Kyrie wanted to go to a different team, they would have traded him for one first-round pick. Nothing. And they would have probably included Seth Curry or whoever else they wanted. It always happens like that. I mean, look at what Boston gave up to acquire Malcolm Brogdon. So that tells you the Lakers always got to pay a tax. And the Lakers are willing to pay that tax so long as you throw in the role player we want, right? What is the chances of getting Kyrie? What do you think is the percentage? All I know, I'm tired of giving percentages, but all I know is that there is a way bigger percentage of us landing Kyrie than him staying put. So that's what I'm going to say. It's at least over 50. It's got to be around 60-something. But again, I think what it is right now is it's a standoff. And who's going to blink first? Hopefully it's not our Lakers, because then we're going to get robbed, right? But I guess technically you can't say we getting robbed because we getting Kyrie, which is the best player on the deal, but you always have to think long-term as well as short-term. So what channel is the Laker game on? It's on NBA TV, brother. NBA TV. He said, Dan, predict the date when the trade will happen. Man, this is starting to feel more and more like either tonight or tomorrow, man. Because in all honesty, like I feel like the KD trade is upon us as well. I feel like everybody's moving quickly to try to put together packages and get it done. Look, free agency is not going to hold up forever. So I feel like it has to be either tonight or tomorrow. It has to. If it keeps dragging on, then there's a chance that the frameworks of the deal fall apart and nothing gets done. But then it's a long summer at the same time. They can always rework it again. There's really no rush for them. But for free agency and for certain teams, there is a rush, especially the teams trying to acquire Kevin Durant. He said, Dan, I'm ready to get my Kyrie Lakers jersey. Would be a great birthday gift for me since my birthday is on July 26th. Hey, happy early birthday, brother. That's what's up. There's a way to trade both KD and Kyrie to the Lakers in a three-way team trade with the Hornets. That's in negotiations right now, and keeping AD, which is what he suggested in LeBron. Nah, bro, there's no way you keep AD and you land both of those. No way at all. And like I said, I've said this before. I would be insanely shocked if KD and Kyrie end up on the same team, no matter what the team is. Because if you're the owner, the last thing you want to do is gift wrap both of those players to a team that's going to help them win a championship. And then now you're looking like the jackass. Now you're sitting looking like the guy who couldn't make it work. Right. So he's trying to be strategic, that Joe Tsai guy or whatever his name is, trying to be strategic, and he's trying to make sure that he gets maximum return and splits them up. I don't see them playing together, no matter what the rumors say. Consider Rob has a backup deal waiting, according to Trevor with Indiana and Hield and Turner, or either Hield or Turner. I would prefer Turner because we need the size. I wouldn't mind Hield. But yeah, I've heard the same rumors, man. Rob has to play his part as best as he could. His job is to try to acquire the pieces that'll help us contend for a title. Kyrie is a primary target right now. All right, that's no secret. But yeah, he has to have a backup plan, because if Brooklyn decides to go psychopath and just say, you know what, we're going to sit on this contract and not get nothing in return rather than making them happy, then again, that could happen. I don't. People ask me to predict when it's going to happen, but I'm going to tell you, Brooklyn has been unpredictable, man. You just don't know what they're going to do. So it's hard to predict, but I do think it'll happen sometime, this week. It has to. Free agency is contingent upon both KD and Kyrie Irving, getting dealt. Everybody wants to see where the opportunities are going to lie. If Kyrie signs soon, the free agents will be coming left and right. That's what I'm saying. The floodgates are being held back. There's been little free agents that have trickled and got their deals or whatever, but it's nothing game-changing right now. There's still plenty of good free agents out there, guys. There's still a lot of good free agents, and I wouldn't be shocked if we land Kyrie. If we're blessed enough to land Kyrie, all of a sudden, a free agent we didn't see coming out of left field might want to sign for the veterans minimum. You just never know. Maybe one or two. He said Kyrie to the Lakers is guaranteed. People shouldn't worry at all. He said LeBron and Kyrie should have never separated, and now they're both on our team. Anything is possible, guys. It's a business after all. Dan, who's your early pick for Rookie of the Year? That's a good question, man. Y'all coming with the questions today. I think it could be Paolo Banchero. I like his attitude. All right, I like his attitude. This dude is cocky, man. And sometimes I say that cockiness is not good, but as a rookie, I mean, he's coming in here talking about putting Kevin Durant in an Orlando uniform, and I'm like, this guy really thinks he's a star already. But that's exactly the type of mindset that you want to have when you draft the first overall pick. I think he really impressed them. That's why they reached up and took him over who the Rockets took number 3. Now, Chet is going to be solid as well, man. But I see him more as a defensive type player, and whatever he gets offensively will be extra. We know Shai Gilgeous is the leader of that team, and he's a great point guard as well. So maybe he'll get him involved. But I think Chet, Rookie of the Year run is going to really depend on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and how much of chemistry they develop together. It could be a beautiful thing. My favorite rookie, to be honest with you guys, is number 5th overall pick, man, to the Detroit Pistons, Ivy. This kid, to me, I wouldn't be shocked if he won Rookie of the Year. But if I had to guess, if I had to bet the house on it, it's probably going to be Paolo Banchero. Dan, do you think AD will come back better next season? I do think so. I feel like Anthony Davis has been hearing all the rumblings, all the criticisms. As a matter of fact, before he got injured, he was looking like a beast. But yeah, look, he needs to stay healthy. That's the key. We can make all the predictions in the world, but if the man goes down, there goes our season. So it's crucial that this is why I want us to go and grab a player that can do the dirty work in the paint and just allow him to focus on the weak side defense and offense, right? That way he doesn't get injured doing too much, and he's still. This is one thing that drives me crazy about AD, and I love the guy. I love the unibrow. The thing that drives me crazy about him is that and James Harden does this, and a lot of players do this in the league. Every time they drive and they feel a little bit of contact, their knees just go weak. They're like Bambi when he was born. All of a sudden they have no balance. Their knees give out. You can actually injure yourself flopping like that. So I would really love it if Anthony Davis just gets big and stops playing so below the rim and basically throwing himself everywhere. Is that those free throws aren't worth you risking your career or risking an injury. So let's hope that he just gets a little bit tougher in the paint. And I think having a tough-minded coach like Darvin Ham might help, might go a long way. But I want to see a healthy AD. That's what I want to see. Eric, you already know, bro. You're on the same page as me, bro. I've been saying this for over a week. Matter of fact, remember last trade deadline, I said I wouldn't be shocked if Kyrie became a Laker with the whole situation that's going on over there. So I have the same gut feeling you do, Eric, and I feel like Kyrie is destined to be a Laker. Let's see if it happens, though. AD's working with Shaq for post work and boxing out. Really? Where'd you see this at, Joe? Joey, where'd you see it at, bro? Do you think if we get Kyrie and LeBron signs long term, will the Lakers get Bronny when he's available? Anything is possible. And I do think if we get Kyrie, it increases the chances of LeBron signing long term. Now, I don't know if you guys seen my episode of Hot Takes, but I predict that as the roster is currently constructed, and especially if we don't compete for more titles, I do predict LeBron will leave. But I told you that situation, if we make a trade or something crazy happens to appease LeBron, of course, I can see him at least signing that contract extension, at least. But to be determined, because LeBron is also very unpredictable, and he's been a mercenary. When you think, okay, LeBron won a championship for Cleveland, that's it, he's going to ride off into the sunset and retire with the Cavs. Nope. He goes to the Lakers and makes he's just such a storyline, and so you got to love it. It's going to be interesting to see what happens, though. Yes, sir. Eric, yes, sir. CPT in the house, 310. He said, that's not true, Dan. He's not working out with Shaq. I didn't think so either, Chris. That's why I questioned it. Man. Happy holidays. Hey, appreciate you, brother. Happy 4th of July to everybody tomorrow, for reals, man. I hope that I could just relax tomorrow and enjoy my time. But if a trade happens, man, I'm putting everything on break, and I'm coming on the live stream no matter what. So I look forward to that. Anyways, that's going to wrap it up for me, guys. Game's about to start in about 5 minutes. So, again, follow me on Twitter if you guys need any links to the Summer League game. Remember, this game tonight is not on ESPN2 like the one yesterday, but it's going to be on NBA TV. And I don't know about you guys, but I don't have that channel anymore. I removed it from my package. They were charging too much. So I will be streaming it myself. So if you guys need a link, follow me, and I'll hook you guys up. All right. Thank you so much. Appreciate y'all. Don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you guys for the post-game recap. Enjoy the game.